Hello guys, welcome to another crafting video with me. Today I'm just going to show you some of the sort of things that I do with things that are laying around in the house. Now, I'm not sure about most of you, but I know the older generation will remember that good old mum or even grandma had that proverbial box of buttons. And let's move you up here a little bit. So, and your box of buttons contained a mixture of lots of buttons. Now, this has always been a source of enjoyment for me as a child, growing up, looking in my mum's button tin. I mean, there's buttons there like a little shape of a duck because that was off my children's baby wear, little teddy, little buttons with flowers on, and then you get your metal buttons, really quite 50s 60s looking buttons. There are lots and lots of old buttons in there, and I really need to go through them because, you know, the older buttons obviously need to be looked after. But saying that, what do you do with a whole tin of buttons? I do have these ones. These are actually glass, and they're, I don't know if you can actually see them, but they're little pale blue buttons with little swans on, and these are over 60 years old and they are glass. I'm probably going to put these on eBay because basically they are a collector's item now, because these were on my baby maternity jacket when I was born. So that's a very old set of little buttons. Anyway, I digress. So I've been fiddling around today and I've used up some of my buttons by making a card. Okay, so this basically is a hand painted background with a print saying "Have a bloomin' marvellous day." Unfortunately, Ladybug got a bit smudged, but you know, this is one of my seconds. And then we've got some buttons are across the top which resemble flowers. I don't know if you can actually see the white ones very well, but they are in the shape of actual flowers. So I was going to show you today the process that I do to make these button cards. So this one is going to be more or less a Christmas theme. So I have a card with an oval. Now these always come without being stuck down, so basically it gives you a chance to decorate the inside. So I'm going to decorate this one today. I'm not quite sure what colours we're going to use. I think I'm going to stick, because I'm going to be doing a Christmassy theme with some red and green buttons, I'm going to do an actual Christmassy colour. So I'm just going to slap some paint on. I'm not going to be really fussy how it goes on. Get some yellow in there. Oops. And basically all I've done is just slapped some yellow and green on, so it just looks a mess really, but hey ho. So this is just acrylic paint. I don't possess any watercolours, so acrylic will do. So basically it's going to take a wee while to dry. So when you actually close this up, it will just show the colour. So I've got a bit of a gradient, green and yellow going on there. So I'm going to pop this to one side so it can dry. And in good old fashioned, here's one I made earlier. Stick him up to dry. I'll get him to sit still. And here's one I made earlier. Okay, so he's still a little bit damp, but we're not going to worry about him right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually glue this down, because I've got my stamp ready to go on, and then I will make the button, because I'm going to do a green and red button wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and stick down this bit first. So I'm just using some tacky quick glue, so basically it will stick down quite quickly and not move. Make sure I get close to the edges. Oops, and get him stuck. So this one's going to be a Christmas card, which I'm going to actually make, and where one of my destinations are where I work, I'm going to send it in to the ladies that work in this particular building as a Christmas present, so they'll know it's handmade by me, so it's all good. So we do have now our Christmas card, which is just like that. So what I'm going to do next, just to get it out of the way, is I'm going to stamp my card. So just going to make sure I've got plenty of ink all over my little doodads. And then line it up. Pop it on, give it a little rock in general directions without moving it off its place, just to make sure that it's all on there. And there we go, perfect. Now when it comes to my stamps, I always wash them down with a wet wipe, just to get, if I've finished with them, just to get the ink off them and keep them nice, because otherwise you get an ink build up and then they start looking really tacky. So they're ready to be taken off of the acrylic and put away. So let's move that out of the way. So now we have season's greetings, Merry Christmas, with a few little bits on there. Now, as I said, I'm going to be using some more buttons. Oops. And I've picked out some red and green ones because I'm going to do a Christmas wreath. So I'm just going to lay them out loosely for now so I can see how they're going to sit and where the wreath is going to sit. So I think that's going to be a nice little wreath. I'm going to add some other decorations to it, but to start with, that's where they're going to live. So I'm just going to stick these down with a little bit of tacky glue, if I can get it to come out. I think I'm just about run out of this one. Leave that one upside down for a sec. And I do have another one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what it was. It had a little bit of a blockage. She says, or haven't I opened it yet? Oh yeah, I've opened it. But what I'm going to do is, just to save time, I'm just going to take it out of the lid and I'm just going to lodge it on. And I'll sort this out later, in the interest of speed, as they say. So there's never any errors when you're doing artwork. Just to coin a phrase from the departed Bob Ross, the happy little accident. I just love that man's energy. I used to love watching him. I actually done some paintings way back, doing his method of painting, and it was quite an eye-opener because he said anybody can paint, and it was absolutely true. Anybody can paint, because I painted a picture and it didn't look too far from what he was doing. But at the time, I think everybody and their auntie was doing Bob Ross style paintings, which I really didn't want to be copying continually his style, because obviously, you know, I wanted to build my own style, my own library of artwork. Okay, so any spill glue is going to be there you go. So we've got the wreath. Now I do have down here in my art box some Christmassy goodies. I need to got something else. So I'm just talking to myself. This is something I do quite often when I'm trying to find things that I need for my craft work. I don't know if anybody else is the same, that they do have things stored away and they don't come out. They don't come out until it is actually Christmas. Okay, so I can't find what I was thinking of. So I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of sparkle on these, but I only wanted something quite small, so this is going to be quite small. So it's just like a little bit of bling, so I'm just going to drop some glue in random spots, just so we can have a little bit of bling. I'm just using a little bit of glue on this this little old crochet hook that I'm using, just basically so I can pick up the bit of bling and it will shine. Now, do you know what? I'm still not happy with that, so I've got to find some more bling. What I am actually going to do is I do have a bag full of tricks. Just going to hope that this isn't going to be too much. I think what I'm going to do is just get a brush with a little bit of glue on it, and just go around on the outside. Only need to do a little bit on the outside because it's just missing something that says Christmas. You know, we've got the wreath that's looking like a wreath-ish. Pop this back on. So my glue doesn't dry out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this flaky stuff which is gold flake, but I daren't breathe. It's like leftover gold leaf paper, but I really don't want to breathe on it because I'm just scared it's going to just fly everywhere. So I'm just sticking it on top of the glue that I've already put down. I think that's going to stick. If not, I'll have to go around again. I mean, it's just an indication of some Christmas sparkle. All this will come off. Just got a little bit missing there, so put a little bit on. Now it looks a bit messy at the minute, but trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, right, I'm just going to wrap this up because it gets everywhere and I'm just too frightened to breathe right now. I'm holding my breath, believe it or not. So I'll get that one out of the way. Now what I do is I get a bit of a stiff brush, and I'm going to do this over my bin because I don't I don't want it everywhere. So just bear with me a second. Okay, I need to, I think, oops. I need to run this one again. I'm going to put a thicker amount of glue on. Because it didn't stick. So I'm going to try and get this working now, because I need to be able to do a line of glue. So I'm just gonna get my pokey stick. This is my pokey stick for my paper. Yeah, there's a huge blockage in there. There it is. Big blockage in my glue tube, which is stopping the glue from coming through. Hey! I'm a poet and I didn't know it. See, I'm not going to edit this out because I think basically you have to see the good, the bad and the ugly. That we all come across little minor problems whilst we're doing our work, and then we have to rectify them. So this is what I'm doing, rectifying my little problem. Okay, so let's go around with a bit of glue. A bit of glue to say how do you do. With it being a little bit thicker, it's not going to dry out so quickly, so the gold is going to sit on there a bit better. So now I need to put my gold back. So I'm going to start to lay down the gold on top of the glue. Now this stuff, as I said, I didn't breathe. Okay. Yep, and I am holding my breath again. This stuff goes everywhere. When I first opened the container, oh my gosh, what an absolute mess. It went everywhere. So that is how you see how light and airy this is. It will blow everywhere. I am actually holding my breath, so I need to get this back in. Okay, here we go. So now we are back with this. I'm just going to go around and push down to making sure that there is gold on all the glue that is exposed, as well as cover myself in gold. And then I'm going to let that dry a moment. I'm just going to put you on pause whilst I go and sort out my glue, my paint pan, give that a chance to dry. So I will be back in a second or two. Hi. Okay, so that was rather a quick break. So whilst I was off camera, I did actually get rid of the gold flake that was in excess. Basically because I really didn't want to try and hold my breath and talk to you at the same time. So this is the finished product. So I'm just going to show you that now. It's still a bit on the tacky side. But basically there's your Christmas card with Merry Christmas on your stencil. You've got your gold embellishment around the outside. You've got your red and green buttons. Making your Christmas wreath with a couple of little sparkles and a couple of little silver balls in there just to give it a bit of a Christmassy cheer, and then obviously your gold embellishment around the outside. So basically you just write what you want to write, or if you've got a sentiment stamp you can put a sentiment on the inside. But basically Well, that's your Christmas card. So we have a blooming nice day for those who are having a birthday. And a Christmas card for those who are wanting to make their own Christmas cards. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here. It'd be great to have you along. We do have quite an extensive playlists. We have crafting, we have out and about, so on my travels I'll do you a little video showing some history in Britain, and also I've got wildlife in my garden and anything that may transpire outside of the garden which is to do with animals and birds. There has been a poll with regards to starting a 4th playlist which will be implemented in the new year, and that's going to be my favourite YouTube channels, giving you a brief description and a link so that you can go and see them. Gonna keep this family friendly, so there'll be no channels getting berated or disliked or anything like that. It's all positive, good stuff. I think there's enough hate and dislike and all the rest of the gubbins on the internet that we just want to keep this nice and friendly and PG. So until next time, friends, we will see you anon. Toodle pip for now. Take care all. Bye bye now.